Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Today we have with us Professor R. Vaidyanathan again, also fondly called as Professor RV, and we're going to be talking about the new avatar of research and analysis wing, also called fondly as RAW or RA, and many other ways. And is this entity now becoming as well, I should say, popular or infamous or notorious, whatever adjective you want to put, as the feared Mossad? So we are going to be discussing this. Why is the raw name being linked with many things happening in and around the world? What is the truth in that? Know all this and more. Let's welcome former National Security Advisor Board member, Professor RV. You also know him as Professor of Finance from IIM Bangalore. So let's welcome Professor RV. Professor RV, Ram Ram, Namaskar, and how are you, sir?
I'm feeling well. Thank you for that kind introduction. But my discussion today has got nothing to do with my being a National Security Advisory Board member. This is all my personal opinion. People should not mistake it. At the outset, let me put it. These are my observation and opinion based on various type of press reports and other type of information. Okay. At the outset, I should thank, of course, our Sengol king, Sree Iyer, who is propagating this Sengol. He is planning to sell it in India, maybe less than 1,000 rupees. I would encourage all of you to buy this, because I was joking to him, the 2024 election may be Ongole and Sengol. Ongole versus Sengol. Ongole is the place from where MK family seem to have shifted from Andhra Pradesh. They are Telugus originally. So the interesting conflict between Ongole and Sengol, Iyer is playing a very important role in terms of bringing it to India, I am told. Anyhow, wish him all the best for that. And I am sure all the viewers and other like-minded people would buy that. Of course, last but not the least is my thanks to Sachin, who is in the background, but who is all in the game. He is the one who is technical support as well as inputs for a lot of ideas and other things. Thank you, Sachin. I hope you are around there, right?
Yeah, he is listening in. Yes.
Yeah. Today we have this discussion on the new avatar of RAW. R&AW, it's strictly called in that fashion, Research and Analysis Wing. It is one of the agencies which completely under the PM's thing. This is very important. It doesn't come under the Home Ministry or anything like that. It's part of actually what are called the PM's Secretariat, Prime Minister Secretariat, and name-wise, it is expected to do research and provide strategic inputs, but there are several other activities are also involved in that. First and foremost is, if somebody says that they work for RAW, don't believe it, because nobody who is currently working for RAW would ever be known as working for RAW. That is something very, very important to know. Maybe some retired people, I call it in terms of WAR, wisdom after retirement, war veterans. So they may be, providing inputs and suggestions and other thing. Retired people are like fused bulbs. There is absolutely no benefit out of that. But the fused bulb also will be thinking, at one point of time I was glowing great, and now why I am not being given importance. Anyhow, so it comes under the Prime Minister Secretariat. It directly has so the head of the RAW is actually, it was founded by Cow, and he is from Kashmir. Actually, there is an interesting book by Raman, who was
Cowboys. Yes.
Cowboys. He has written a nice book. If you have occasion, do buy and read it. And he was associated with RAW in the administrative position. Anyhow, he is no more. Now, what exactly is The Mossad is something which is globally feared. Two examples one can give. Plenty more are there. Two of them are 1972, that Munich. Many of you may not recall, or many of you might not have been born that time, but still, the sports massacre, Olympic massacre, which took place. The Israeli the sports people were literally butchered in that 1972 time in Munich, and it became a very, very major thing, and it was responsibility of claimed at that point of time by Palestinian Liberation Organization. Those days were bad days in terms of hijacking, in terms of large amount of terrorist activities globally were undertaken by Palestinian. Initially, Yasser Arafat was very much part and parcel of the deal, but later he distanced himself to get peace prize and other thing. Anyhow, what exactly took place later is what is called the wrath of God. Every one of the individual terrorists who participated in the Munich massacre were captured by Mossad and eliminated. In the contemporary American jargon, deleted. This is something very, they don't talk anything anymore about murdering, killing, and other thing. Delete. Every one of them. And two of them were done very interestingly in Dubai. Even though, it is considered as relatively pro-Palestine and other thing, but this was undertaken by Mossad. It was fairly known. It was known as Operation Wrath of God. The another one is 1976, if I recall correctly. Aircraft from Israel to France was hijacked and taken to Uganda's Entebbe airport, and it was kept there. It had something like 104 or 105 passengers who were made into the hostages, and there were demands put another thing. Israel sent 3 aircrafts. Actually, they were this what you call goods aircraft, what are known as not the commercial ones, full of the Israeli commandos. Quietly they landed in Entebbe, and it came as a picture also much later, Operation Entebbe. Anyhow, that airport, and they rescued all the passengers. I think 2 or 3 of them were killed, and all the 7 terrorists were eliminated. This was thousands and thousands of miles away from Israel to Uganda's Entebbe, and finally it came to France. It was in between. I think in Nairobi it was refueled and other. Anyhow, the Entebbe airport attempt by Israeli intelligence was something phenomenal, and the whole world was stunned by this, actually, that this level of operation could be conducted, and all the hostages could be released. This is something very, very interesting. Now, if you see, other than the CIA, and you wanted to say something.
One small observation, sir. One of the commandos in that Operation Entebbe was the brother of Benjamin Netanyahu, and he was one of the few who perished in this. But he's always remembered for that. I just wanted to point that out also.
Sure. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. And the Operation Entebbe had its own interesting side things. And when Henry Kissinger visited Israel, I think before or around that time, Golda Meir, he was having talk. And Kissinger seems to have told, Madam, you should remember, I am Secretary of State, I am a US citizen, and I am a Jew. And Golda Meir responded to him, Henry, that in Israel we read it from right to left. We don't read it from left to right. So the 3 things which you told, we will take it this fashion. So anyhow, these are some of the very interesting observations, and people fondly recollect the role of Golda Meir and Now, this recent thing, what happened is this Justin Trudeau is one of those jokers who is becoming a leader of what you call Canada. Forces of circumstances or something. It speaks lots about Canadians to have elected him as their leader. Anyhow, he in their parliament told that there is serious levels of suspicion about Indian involvement in the killing of one of their whom he claimed as citizens of Canada on Nijar. Who is actually one of those who ran away from Punjab and he worked as a plumber and he's a terrorist sympathizer. Anyhow, he was killed in the parking lot of the place. There is a large number of groupism or different type of gangs of Sikhs in Canada, and periodically some sort of a gang warfare also take place. It could be partly due to that. But assuming that it was done by the Indian agencies, there is nothing more spectacular than that. But after that, what happened? There is another Panun. This fellow is both the citizen of US and Canada. He is also one of the escaped terrorists. You won't believe, he sits in US and openly tells that Air India is not safe. Indian Parliament is not safe. We are going to bomb. He instigates, he openly spreads terrorist messages, but neither the US government nor the Canadian government is interested in taking any action against him. This small Khalistani group, which I am personally convinced is sponsored by the US government. This is just to give, what you may loosely call sort of a pinprick to India. Tell India that, look, behave. Otherwise, we will unleash all these forces. For instance, periodically from Australia to US, they go to these temples and write graffiti and other things. And in recently, one of the situation, they even try to attack the temple head priest. So then it becomes a very... And recently, another news has come that some of these Khalistani groups are trying to blackmail Indian business people, Hindu business people, and wanting to get some funds from them and other thing and threatening them. All this is going on, and the US or Canada doesn't seem to be worried at all about it. They seem to, look at it as one of those, minor things, and they don't seem to. Then there was also a report about a threat to this Panun. But later on, another report told it is known to the Indian agencies that Panun is a CIA agent, and so they do not want to do anything with him as of now. So this is what is the report. But more interesting is, if you come to this side of our western neighbor, our most loved and most, what one can call respected neighbor of West, quite a number of people have been killed or eliminated in the last 2 years. And the list is very long. I have got the list here, but I do not know whether I should spend time in reading the list. So, 1 second. It starts with Dawood Malik, latest incident. He is the close aide of wanted terrorist Maulana Masood. Then Shahid Latif, he was deleted on 11th October 2023. Ziaur Rahman, 29th September 2023. Sukhdul Singh, 21st September 2023. Abu Qasim Kashmiri, 8th September 2023. Sardar Hussain Arain, 1st August 2023. Hardeep Singh Nijar, 19th June 2023, which we mentioned about in Canada. Avtar Singh Kanda, 16th June 2023. He is a UK-based Khalistani terrorist, and he suddenly died in a Birmingham hospital. What for, why is not clear. Panjwar Paramjit Singh, he is the chief of Khalistani Commando Force. He is also known as Malik Sardar Singh. He was killed 6th May 2023. Syed Noor Shalobar, 4th March 2023. Bashir Ahmad Pir, 20th February 2023. Ajit Doval, 14th February. The list goes on. It's something like nearly 20 people have been eliminated. And these were all supposed to have been eliminated by unknown men. This unknown men itself is a very big, within quote, it becomes. And there is a general fear in Pakistan, believe me, about most of these terrorists. And recently there was a report about this Dawood Ibrahim have been poisoned, and but there is a shroud of mystery about it. And there is no news after that. They are all given high-level protection, and nobody knows who is these unknown people who are coming. And obviously, there is a finger pointed towards our Indian agencies and other things. If it is true, it's really a major change which has come about in the functioning of our Indian agencies. Two things to be observed. In the earlier part of this last century, later part of the last century, if I remember correctly, two prime ministers, Morarji Desai as well as Inder Singh Gujral, at different point of time, we have created number of assets in Pakistan. In the jargon of the spy agencies, assets mean those who are helpful to you, those who provide information to you, those, for various type of it could be due to monetary benefit, it could be due to various other reasons. Anyhow, it appears during Morarji Bai's time, these assets have been leaked to the Pakistan agencies, and it takes years and years to build assets between you and me. It's not a joke. You can't do it in a matter of months or something. At time you have to wait for decades to really build up a system of reliable, most acceptable assets in another country, particularly in a country like Pakistan. And other time, Inder Gujral in the, this Gujral doctrine, Inder Gujral, some of you may or may not remember, he was one of those mumbling prime ministers. Nobody understood what he was talking. And everybody appreciated him because they didn't understand what he was talking. That's one thing. If only you understand, then only you can criticize him. And this mumbling Gujral seems to have, in the name of Gujral doctrine. Gujral doctrine is nothing. It just means that, Pakistan, you go and surrender. Hug. You wanted to hug Pakistanis without knowing the other fellow is having a dagger in the hand behind your back. So this hug King Gujral seems to have released. It's both of them were, if you ask me, stupidity of the highest order. In terms of, even if you want to be friendly with Pakistan, it is not required for you to, break about your assets which you have built over a long period of time. Anyhow, it has happened. And in that context, we have to see these developments. So, three things are important. One, on the average, Indians are doing very well all over the world, including Sree Iyer in California. Very well. On the, in the sense they are into their activities, they do their, whether it is in the IT company, whether it is a professor in universities or whether it is small businessman, they are into their activity. They visit perhaps temples or gurdwaras on weekends, and they never try to interfere or involve. By and large, they follow the local regulations, rules, and sometimes they follow much more seriously than even the Caucasian whites, because they feel that better to be law-abiding, good citizens. If you look at the prison statistics in US, for instance, the percentage of Hindus in the prison is practically negligible, except some white-collar people who are caught in the Wall Street thing. Other than that, there is no. But other communities, other religious people, if you take, their percentage is disproportionately large compared to their percentage in the population. Why I wanted to say this by and large God-fearing, regulation following group is this. And the Indians are doing very well. That's most important. Globally, from Auckland to Alabama, everywhere they are doing very well. England, of course, some of them are in the, manual jobs and other thing. Otherwise, in Europe, Australia, most of them are in the white-collar jobs. And no need for US for us to list down Sundar Pichai to, this, sorry, all these people. So, what I want to stress is, when you are doing well, you are an envy of large number of groups. One, and your country is identified as very dangerous because you are doing well. Not only you are doing well, we get something like 125 billion US dollar as remittances from all these groups. All these people, not necessarily the free on board first generation, even second and third seems to be having some amount of links with India. So they are sending funds. That's one. Second is their greatest strength abroad in terms of their position. They need not necessarily be indulging in belt bomb or anything like other type of groups who threaten, who say that you must follow this book and nothing. These people never say, because they themselves do not know which book to follow. Forget about asking other people to follow any book, or they don't have any single leader or anything. By and large, as my colleague in US used to say, they are docile. They are just, they work hard. And, the beltway we used to travel in car, in this Washington beltway, it is called. Lot of buildings in the night on a Saturday evening or Friday evening, several rooms used to be lit. So the wife of my colleague used to always joke, you see that room, Indian, this room, Indian. Because she said they are the only fellows who will sit and work on a Friday, because they don't know anything about ING. ING mean, the playing, all these games or all these activities and other thing. So they are spending their evening peacefully working for the company or government or whatever it is. So they are on their. This is something which is not liked by a large number of groups. One. Second dimension of the issue is US, Canada and all these, they want to have some amount of leverage with India, and they stupidly think the 60s method of having these, terror and other groups threatening India is going to be useful. In those days, they always have, the US always have a concept of good terrorist and bad terrorist. Lyndon Johnson used to say they are SOBs, but they are our SOBs. SOB, I think you understand. If not, go to Google and find out. And he used to say they are their SOBs. Their SOBs are bad. Our SOBs are good. So this thing is going on. And they thought that they are maximum Mossad, are the two groups which can reach outside the sovereignty of the countries and then bring to book those whom they think are their enemies. Now they are feeling or fearing that India is doing it. And the third thing is, we are economically much better off today. We are not India of the 60s. Let's be very clear about it. We are third on purchasing power parity basis. China, US and India. Then come Japan. We are fifth on nominal growth rate. And this year, we are estimating our growth rate to be above 7%. Raghuram Rajan is unhappy. That doesn't matter. Some people will be unhappy. That's all right. But we have to be very clear. We are one of the largest country with the single greatest growth rate in the world. China is behind us. So what I want to stress is India of 2024 is different. It has grown. It has got a huge amount of middle class. Even at the very, very conservative estimate, you can take 40 crore to be the middle class in this country, but with a huge amount of purchasing power, which is greater than many of the European countries. So, US cannot think of having any amount of leverage or bullying using this that Khalistani group or this group or that group. We can reach very, very the rule of law, the long arm of the law, it is told, long of our law. What we think is law is also very, very long. It can reach. It can reach to Latin American countries. It can reach to African countries. It can reach. That's something very, very important. And according to me, if IF or IFF strongly is this our agencies are behaving like Mossad, it should be appreciated. According to me, Indians all over the world require some protection. It's not just within the country. All over the world, Indians require some protection. In the light of developments taking place of warfare between the three brothers, I think all of my audience will know who are the three brothers. The three brothers warfare is becoming nasty, and it is going to become much bigger nasty in Europe. So let's wait for that. So in this crucial time, we require an agency. Maybe they should get headquartered in some other small island in the world. It doesn't matter, not necessarily in Delhi. We require an agency which protects the interest of Indians all over the world. And I am very sure Indians all over the world wouldn't mind contributing to this event, to this cause. So, Mossad has failed only once, according to people. That is, this October 7th, they were not able to. And there are three theories on that. One is they knew about it, but they thought it's all, the Hamas will never undertake such an activity. Second is they knew about it and wanted to encourage it so that they can go and finish off the Hamas. That's a second type of thing. Third is they really, succumbed to the thing and they failed. If they had failed, that's a very surprise. But let's not, deride our agencies. And if you ask me, there was a movie called 𝗤𝗎𝗄𝗏, this Satyajit Ray directed movie where Sharmila Tagore was the sister-in-law. The main proponent is having a company strike and all the things take place. Anyhow, we will not go into that. The last dialogue, she asked, "Eta balo na karab, what you have done, is it good or bad?" And according to me, the same question should be asked. And the answer cannot be in terms of good or bad. Does it protect Indians? Does it protect Indians, India's sovereignty? Does it protect the self-respect? And does it also show clearly the emerging India? And that should be the answer. If that is the answer, then I think all of you know what should be the course of action. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And Professor, I want to share something with you. What we have been doing lately is to make our viewers to encourage to watch PGurus videos. Now, there are so many videos being put out. Every day we are putting 3, 4 sometimes. So it's difficult to go and look at which one did well and things like that. So we categorize some as super videos. These are videos that are at least 100,000 and more. And these are selected every day and updated, and the latest 6 are displayed here. Like you can see that you see the revolving carousel, Professor RV. I would like to see your name in that, and viewers, you can make that happen. You can make that happen. So in that revolving carousel, you click on any one image, and it will open up that video for you.
Oh, very good. Very good idea. Yeah.
So this is our way to encourage you to go and look at some of the more popular videos. And again, along the way, you can also subscribe to our channel. We have a tool that will help you to auto subscribe to all of our channels in one click. And this is going to be demonstrated separately, not today. Everything will be too much to absorb in one day. But I wanted to just show Professor RV, sir, I'm looking forward to seeing yours there, sir. It takes a little bit of consistent programming. And once you have like 7, 8 videos back to back, then people get used to, Sunday 7 p.m. is Professor RV Corner, and everybody starts coming here. And that kind of keeps that thing going. So let's hope that we'll make this thing as and when possible, that we'll have Sundays at 7 p.m. Professor RV sharing his thoughts. So
Not Friday 8 p.m.
sir, up to you, sir. Friday 8 p.m. is also doable. I wasn't sure which one you are comfortable with. We can discuss it offline. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So, any question or review or
Yeah, we have a few questions, sir. Yeah, we have a few questions. Arjun Singh, thanks for becoming a YouTube member. Next one. Magnet Ranga wants to know, how would US view Bharat's refusal to join the alliance against Houthis?
I don't think US should too much worry about it, because independently Bharat is will deal with the Houthis. It's not required for us to join any alliance or anything. Even the other alliance is not working very well in terms of the 4-member Japan, India, Australia, and US. There are various differences and disputes and other things. So, as nicely put by Putin, India takes its own decisions. India is knows what is good for it, and accordingly only it will act. Okay, next. Oh, that's a different story. Why did our raw empower? A lot of things have happened, flown down the river Kaveri or whatever you call it, right? In those days, Indira Gandhi wanted to, utilize LTTE as a sort of important tool to put the Sri Lankan government in its place. Anyhow, and also that was thought to be a good idea in order to have the support of the Tamil Nadu political parties and other things. Anyhow, the whole thing went fut. Finally, Rajiv Gandhi got assassinated. Anyhow, one of the, if you ask me, politically wrong decision taken. Strategically not correct decision. Okay.
Next one, please. Steel Plant Babai wants to know your thoughts on the rumor that ISI itself is eliminating all these known terrorists on orders from the US in exchange for financial aid and benefits.
No. ISI will never do it. ISI, basically, you see, Pakistan is run by ISI. And the army and the core part of it is this ISI thing. They would not like to eliminate. And why would US also be interested in eliminating these terrorists? Because none of them is harming the US interest. Let's be very clear about it. Not a single Pakistani terrorist has harmed the US interest. The 9/11 group had some Pakistanis, but that's not ISI sponsored or anything. It's only financed. Actually, even our local businessman Kadim at Bengal was kidnapped, and that funds were also used. Okay, this I don't. This rumors I don't. What do you call buy.
Thought Provocateur wants to know. Thank you, Thought Provocateur. What would we want RAW to become Mossad? Why would we want RAW to become Mossad when we have unknown gunmen on unknown missions performing unknown activities, eliminating known enemies? In fact, RAW should be research and anonymous wing.
Yeah, it's actually research and anonymous wing only. Okay, your point is valid. It's not becoming anything. Okay, we will keep it at that. We'll keep it at that. Okay.
Good one, Thought. Good one. Vijay Kumar Srivastava wants to know, do you think RAW had become more dangerous after Mr. Doval took over as CSA? Even CIA is under pressure. Your view, sir. Namaskar.
More dangerous to whom? Had become more dangerous, okay, but comma, for whom? Okay, thank you.
Abhi now wants to know, please give us the hints about present operations of RAW.
I
It
don't
doesn't
think
exist.
it would be possible by raw itself. Okay, thank you.
𝗣𝗚𝗍𝗲𝗏 wants to know, please let me know when you are starting selling Sengol in India. Yes, 𝗣𝗚𝗍𝗲. I just
That
wanted to
higher
tell you
will.
all, yeah, I'll keep you posted. Year end to beginning of the year, things wind down and then slowly they start picking up and coming back up again. We are in that mode. News doesn't stop. PGurus is running right through, but not everyone. So we are having a bit of a lag here, but we will keep you posted. Everything is coming along nicely, and I will let you know because we need to hit the price point. That is the most important thing. We want to hit the price point and the quality point. The quality of what we have shipped to US, many of you love it. They have told us, and by way of comments also, you can put it here. The intricacy, the artwork that has gone into this Sengol is just mind-blowing when you see it in your hands. So that's what we want to replicate, a really good quality product. And we have some other new surprises coming just around the corner. I won't say anything right now, but when you see it, you'll know what I mean. Sengol in Australia, Raj Gupta, we will figure something out where, see, the thing about it is every country has a slightly different taxation system. Okay, so and every country needs a different declaration in terms of customs for how you get it across, what kind of paperwork needs to be done. So for 1 unit and 2 units, it's economically unviable. So we need like a minimum order quantity of like 100 so that somebody from each country raises their hand and say, okay, I have a network through which I can sell and I'll take a bulk order of 100. That's easy to deal with. So, sale at 𝗤𝗍𝗏. If you guys are confident that you will be able to move at least 100 pieces of Sengol in your country, just let me know and we will keep a table and we will let you know once we are ready for undertaking that kind of a mission. This is not a profit mission, guys. You can't make a profit on this. I'm just passing on all the benefits to you because the idea is this is something that has been in vogue for thousands of years. Chandragupta Maurya was supposed to have got a Sengol from his Acharya when he became the Chanakya I'm talking about. So we are going that far back. The Sengol in some form or the other has been in India. This is the way that power is transferred. It's not only power, but rule with dharma as your guide. That message is always transferred. So just keep.
So I was telling Iyer to the audience that the 2024 poll in Tamil Nadu will be between Ongol and Sengol. It seems that Karunanidhi family seems to have come from Ongol in Andhra Pradesh. Their mother tongue is Telugu. So Sengol, Ongol and Sengol rhymes also well. So that's going to be the major tussle or major political battle. Okay.
Rudra Deva wants to know, what is Taliban doing now? I don't see any active contribution in current world scenario.
You want their contribution or what? They are taking care, worried about their own country. The amount of refugees coming from Pakistan is unmanageable, and they have to take care of their activities, and that's not going to be very easy. So they are, in that sense, they are not very globally. They are not showing their presence. Okay.
Lakman one wants to know, will IIT be better than MIT one day? I think it can be.
Agreed.
Well, that brings us to a close of our Q&A session today. Professor RV, another enlightening session. And we will let you know, viewers, which is going to be the regular time in the week for Professor RV, whether it is Fridays 8 p.m. or Sundays 7 p.m. So we will keep you informed on that. So please do subscribe to our channel and don't forget to click on the bell button for notification. That is still important. If you don't click the bell button, I'm told you will not get notifications even if you have subscribed. There are some confusions about this. I'm still not clear exactly when I would just say err on the side of caution, subscribe and click on the bell button for notification. Professor RV, looking forward to having your videos coming to populate the super videos banner, sir. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, sir. Whichever day is more audience, we will pick up that day. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes.
Thank you.